Alright, welcome back to another Koenji-shan Reviews. And this madness all around me is my manga haul for November 2021. Got some retro manga magazines, some gekiga, a couple kashihon even. Got a couple stacks of horror over here. Got some Japanese Spider-Man, a little bit of everything, but just like last month, I overdid it again, so we're gonna have to break this video up into two parts. But bear with me, it's worth the ride, and let's go. Alright, let's start off with some horror, some Ero-guro, some weird mysteries, just all the dark art stuff, and see how long that takes us, and then we can get into some of the rest of the haul. I didn't really get much online this month. I've been really trying to buy just from mom and pop shops this month, and I found a bunch of cool new shops like BBB in Shimokitazawa, where I found Sakis Kitan, or the Mysterious Circus, by, of course, Hino Hideshi. This one's pretty dope. I got this for 1,300 yen. And you can never have enough of weird circus stories. I did a flip through recently of a Junji Ito circus story as well. Yeah. And it comes out with the egg. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. Always on the hunt for Hino Hideshi stuff. I never buy anything in English, but I found this for $3 in a bargain bin, Tales from the Crypt from 1990. So I grabbed that. And I got these as well. Kago Shintaro, of course. Ekimai Gyakusatsu, or the slaughter in front of the station. He's got a whole Ekimai a bunch of series of Ekimai stuff, in front of the station stuff. Of course, I can't show a lot of the inside of this because it's too Ero and too Guro, but I think I figured out a way around this. So I don't get booted off YouTube again, I'm going to set up a Patreon page, try to make it as cheap as possible, and then that way I could post stuff like this weird Ero-guro stuff, I could post the hardcore murder stuff, I can post the retro Ero magazines, and stuff like that. So I'm working on that. I kind of started messing with the page a little bit last night, and then I'll be able to show you wild stuff like this. This also I picked up pretty cheap. I think it was 600 or 800 yen at Shibuya Mandarake. And I found this for 1,400 yen in Kichijoji at a little bookstore that was recommended to me. You know, come over to our Discord. The Discord server's fun. People recommend not just bookstores, but manga, and also, you know, where to find stuff online that maybe it's really hard to find the physical of. I picked up the Folktales of Nippon. I think this is available in French, but not available in English, but I am not sure. You're going to have to check it down. This is hard-covered, embossed. It looks pretty cool, right? And it is also hand-stamped. Isn't that cool? Of course, Hanawa Kazuichi. Maruo Suehiro and Hanawa, of course, are the biggest names in Ero-guro. I'm really looking forward to reading this, and it really is a beautiful copy, especially for 1,400 yen. Yeah, that looks pretty dope, right? Folktales of Nippon, Hanawa Kazuichi. Let's see what else. I got so much horror stuff, so we should probably keep going. Finally, I was able to track down Kikai Mira Shoujo, or The Bizarre Mummy Girl, by Kandamori. I also got some original artwork of Kandamori, but I'll show that later because I'm working on a Kandamori profile video. I've found 4 of his releases from the 90s so far, and got some original artwork. He's got a little project he's working on online that I still want to read, and then I can present it all to you. Again, this is shoujo horror, but it's super gory and super wild. So I'm not too sure if this will give me the boot from YouTube. I mean, who knows, you know? That is why I think I need to set up this Patreon account so that I don't get booted off of like these stupid SNS platforms. And I know you can put up almost anything that you want over there. I'm trying to round out my Ito Junji Kyofu manga collection. This is number 6, the second story of Soichiro. I forget the title in English. It's something like The Diary of Soichi. Not Soichiro. Soichi no Noroe no Niki. But the English title's a little bit different. I had also picked up Censor because it was cheap, 500 yen. And I mean, you can get it new pretty much everywhere for around 900 yen. But can never have too much Ito Junji in your life. I think I have all of this Kyofu manga collection in other areas too, but I'm trying to round out this one set. But be on the lookout for Kandamori later. I don't know if that'll be posted up here on my YouTube or if I will throw it on my Patreon. We will have to see. Also, some other wild stuff. Yeah, Nagaigo does some horror stuff once in a while. This one's wild, man. It's just a collection of short stories, short horror stories. And I got this pretty cheap too, but I'm not too sure how much it was. I have it all. I just bought too much stuff. I have the whole list on the wall right in front of my face here and I can't even see it. Anyways, some of it's pretty wild, dude. Gets pretty wild in parts. There is one story where a girl gets married off to a guy in a small village, and everyone puts on crazy demon masks and runs a train on her. Not too sure if that's horror or just straight up sexual assault. But a lot of Oni stories and stuff like that in here. It's pretty fun. I read this in one sitting at lunchtime right after buying it, and I got this at the used book center right by Kichijoji Station. I'm going to do a little video just all about used bookstores in Kichijoji, as well as Jimbocho here in the future. Just have to spend the time to edit them. And this is Ebisu Yoshikazu. The Pits of Hell is the English title. So this is actually available in English through, I don't know if it's D&Q, I forget the publisher, but if you can find it, you should get it now before the English runs out. It's just such a wild and amazing Ebisu release, and it's, you know, Heta Uma style, so badly drawn, excellently drawn, you know, kind of make it look ragged, but the more you look at it, you realize really how good the artwork is. Heta Uma. Search that hashtag. But yeah, The Pits of Hell, this is awesome. I've been looking for this for a long time. I found it at the used bookstore in Kichijoji for 2,000 yen, about $20, and well worth picking up. I think that the English version is around 24 bucks. It's not that bad. And I found this as well at Book Off near my house, which is, and it was a little bit expensive. It was 3,500 yen, but it's Yara by Umez, of course. And it's the 2-book set, Nightmare Daydream. I have a little bunko of Volume 1 of Yara, but I don't really like reading the bunkos in most cases. I'm going to show you some today that are really dope. But usually, if I can help it, I want to read something a bit bigger than a little teeny bunko. But of course, I'm gearing up for Umez's new release coming in January. So, and the art show that's going to accompany it. So, I've been stacking up Umez stuff. Man, look at all that text though. This is going to be a slog. Dang. But I've wanted to read Yara for a while, so that's cool to have found. Keeping it coming. More horror. More horror, more horror. Oh, what should we do here? All right, here's some weird stuff. Of course, I like the weird and the wild. The Tale of the Laughing Woman. This is a kashihon, or a rental comics era book. I think that there's probably a piece of paper in here at one time where people would write their names and stuff. I picked this up for 2,000 yen, or about $20, but look at the ink, it's so cool, right? Color pages are sick. I haven't read this yet, just kind of flipped through it because they're checking out the color. Sick. I got this at BBB in Shimokitazawa as well. Went over there and spent about $130 the first time I walked in there because they have so much cool stuff. But sometimes I find good deals. I got this Sakuma Masaaki for $2. 200 yen at the used books center at Kichijoshi Station. And this is from, I think, 1986. And horror comic stuff, you know. Wow. Also, Yoshimi no Boru. I'm always trying to track down more and more Yoshimi. And I actually got this at Mandarake in Nakanobu. No, Mandarake in Shibuya when I was down there for 800 yen or so. But I'm trying to collect as much Yoshimi stuff as I can so I can do a full profile video, maybe early next year, because I got about 6 volumes or 7 volumes to read still, so not that, maybe 4 or 5, but still, got some reading to do. And I have so many other profile videos I'm working on right now. This is pretty awesome. This is the Yokai Manga Kyofu Dokuhon. Check out who's in here. There's some cool manga artists in here. We have Mizuki Shigeru. Who else? Shirato Sanpei, rest in peace. Hanawa Kazuichi again. I really like the Shirato story in here. I already read that one. And what other one did I read? Maybe I read the Hanawa as well. But I don't like really buying these little bunkos, but this one was only 350 yen and it had so many cool mangaka in it and a couple of names that I hadn't heard of before. So I picked it up also in Kichijoji. Sometimes I get some stuff that I'm not so familiar with, but this was basically free because I bought, they have like 100 yen per book or per manga rack out in front of one of the places in Kichijoji. And if you buy 3 books, it's only 200 yen. So I had found 2 Inoue Santa books and I could get another book for free because they're 100 yen each or 3 for 200 yen. So I just grabbed this weird zombie no Wakusei. Not Wakusei. Hoshi. Star. Planet. I don't know. It looks like trash. Sometimes I pick up trash like that. But whatever. I found this is Koga Shinichi. And anytime I find a Koga that I didn't have already, I will grab it. And this was from BBB. And it wasn't that expensive, around 800 or 1,000 yen. And I can never get enough Koga Shinichi. I'm not familiar with Hasegawa M so much, but I still picked this up because it was pretty cheap and it's a little bit different than the kind of horror that, you know, I'm reading a lot of retro horror, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s stuff. So it's good to mix it up once in a while and to check out some different style of art. I got an H.P. Lovecraft thing over here as well. Well, based off of H.P. Ugh. Which would be this. Amimi Sasayaku Mono. Anyways, to check out some of the artwork. Somebody is dying outside. There's some essays in here as well, I believe. That siren is really close. I wonder if my neighbors died. Hope not. Most of my neighbors are pretty nice. Anyways, and Morohoshi Daijiro. Found all of these. These were all really cheap too, like 250 yen, 350 yen, 150 yen. So anytime I can find Morohoshi cheap, I pick it up. Plan on doing a video at some point in my life, but I have so much Morohoshi to read, and as you may know, Morohoshi could be pretty text heavy. So it takes time to get through, you know, his yokai series or these Jiraigeki series. And sometimes it just takes a while to get through them. This cover's pretty dope though. I have not read these yet though, but I definitely will in time, all in good time. Just a couple more things here. I sat down for the weekend and for a couple days and read Ashura Volume 1. It's just 2 volumes, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And these are the little bunkos, which I don't really care for the little bunkos, but man, Ashura is hardcore, man. So much. I mean, the first 75 pages is all cannibalism. Just starvation, maggots, cannibalism. It's basically the story of a woman who survives pregnancy through a famine by eating human flesh. Her child is born with very little morals, very wild, and it also eats the flesh of humans. She attempts to cook the baby, and eat it, but it doesn't die. She loses her mind. It's an insane story, but underlying all of this, there's a deeper story about humanity, morality, power structure. This is set in one of the most brutal eras of Japan, where feudal lords took complete advantage of the serfs or of the peasants. So it is wild. But I mean, like, at one point, he chops off the arm of a guy and eats it right in front of him. It's pretty wild stuff. So Ashura, I've heard that Ashura is being fan translated online, but it's not finished yet. But if you can track that down, I strongly recommend checking it out. I'd also Ste Gataki Hitobito. This is also George Akiyama. This is George Akiyama. It's from 1970. This is a bit newer, and I know that they made a movie out of it in 2013. I actually watched the preview of the movie on YouTube the other day, and I was like, I don't know, I like the vibe of the comic a bit more, but it's basically about a down and out dude, not very attractive, trying to get laid all the time, and very unsuccessful at that. But also, he's got some issues. But I picked up this one, I think Volume 2, for like 100 yen. And then I found Volume 1 for 500 yen at Mandarake, just to round out the... So this is not horror, but it is the same author, George Akiyama. And maybe we should cut it there for a minute. I went to the Gataro, or I should say Mansky Gataro exhibition, and at Shibuya Parko. It was really fun. Beautiful. I posted a video up on the YouTube of me going to that. They had an interactive VR thing going on that you can do with your phone, or I should say AR, more of an AR thing going on. And the artwork was awesome. They had some shirts, badges, and this postcard set. I have scanned these postcards, and I think that they are going to go up on the Patreon when the Patreon page is up. But, all right, guys, I think that this is going to be the end of part 1, because we're already 20 minutes in here, and I think part 2 is going to be twice as long. So, until next time. Thanks to everyone who subs, likes, and shares, of course. You are all the raddest and the baddest. And I will be right back with part 2. Mata ne.